Hello, I'm the Jedwardo, and today I want to do a little...
Oh, Hannah, you silly piggy.
Oh, boy! We are here today.
Yeah, there's a blue one there.
Today I want to make a little video about the Sartana film series, which I watched on this box set from our video, on Blu-ray obviously. I got this like a month ago, or a couple of months ago, don't remember. And I got it, and I watched the first one, like the day I got it. I thought, wow, that was brilliant. So yeah, I just want to have a little talk about all the films. So, this is the box. This really cool artwork. And I just, oh, there you go. I'm gonna have a little banner in the little video for the entire thing saying the complete Sartana. So Sartana is a spaghetti western, and spaghetti westerns, if you don't know, are literally just westerns that were made in Italy because it was cheap. So Sartana is one of them. He's one of the like more well-regarded ones because he's less, shameless in a way. There's only 5 films in the series. Well, official. Here's the thing. These were made like from 1968 to 1971. Yeah, 5 films in 3 years. 4 years. Here's the thing. There's only 5 official films, but within the context, like of the thing, they couldn't copyright the name Sartana or like Django or anything really, so none of like the old westerns were really copyrighted in any way. So if you ever go on like YouTube and just search up, there'll be like 1,000 different random movies using the name, and it has like none of the character whatsoever. But yeah, I've watched through this gradually over like the past 2 months, as I say, and I just finished the last 2 last night and this morning, and so I just want to do a little talk on them. So just to get you like to grips a little, Sartana is like pretty much just your regular western anti-hero, but he's got a little quirks. Like he's very into like card tricks, as you can see on the cover, holding cards. He's like into card tricks. It's kind of like he bridges that like magician feel sometimes, but he's also like one of those trickster kind of protagonists where like the like villain in the scene will go up and be like, oh, that's him, shoot it, and it's a mannequin and the hat falls down, all those kind of stereotypes. But it's like it's just what you're wanting. They're literally just westerns. Like if you want to watch a western, just put one on, you'll enjoy it. There's only one film in the series I didn't enjoy. Anyway, let's move on. So here's the first one. If you meet Sartana, pray for your death. Now I watched this, and like the day after I watched it, I made my top 50 list, and this managed to make up. Number 43. If you meet Sartana, pray for your death. Now I watched this movie for the first time literally yesterday, and it was so well done. It's a spaghetti western, and I was just so taken aback at how well paced and how exciting the movie was really. I watched the second one also yesterday, and it paled in comparison to the first one. It was so good. I've still got another 3 films left of the series, so this may change around, but as far as I'm concerned, it's good. This was my first spaghetti western, and it was also the first one in the series, and I also loved it. Yeah, I felt like this film had great pacing. The story, you'll notice the story for all 5 of these is pretty much the same thing, for like except one of them. Basically, there's some gold going around and everyone wants it, and like it's pretty much just a massive cast of characters killing each other off wanting to get the gold. And obviously, Sartana gets at the end. No spoilers there. Yeah. So this first one, it's got a really good pace. It's got a great opening scene. This opening scene, so basically there's some people coming by in a carriage, then Sartana's following on his white horse, even though he dresses all in black with a cloak, which I love. Although this is a little side rant, But the last film in the series, like the Fuse, Sartana is coming. For some reason, he like doesn't have a white horse anymore, and it's really odd. So I spawned a teeny theory that that's the like prequel movie. Yeah, that's it. There's like one other point, but I'll get to it when I get to that film. Anyway, this one, so it begins off, so like they're just going through the valley. And then suddenly, like they get ambushed, and like they think Satana's dead, and then he walks out, and he's just like steps out. He's just like, I'm your pallbearer, and then like they all go to shoot him, and it's exactly what you imagine when you think of a Western film. Yeah. The villain I remember being pretty good. If this is, yeah, it's the one I'm thinking of. The villain's pretty good. Basically, him and Sartana have this like back and forth thing where Sartana has like this pocket watch, but like has a little musical tune, and that comes in like very many times into the film, and pretty much drives the villain insane. The final like standoff is in like this sort of barn thing, and they do this thing where it's like because the gold's all like teeny bits, so it's like pretty much pours out. So it's like, oh, let me stamp this gold on the nail, so now there's a hole in the bag of gold. And like when the bag is empty, we'll have a shootout, and then it's brilliant scene. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. I feel like the guy who plays him, Johnny Garco, he's great. He's really perfect in the role. I also, because these are all Italian, they're obviously, filmed in, the language is Italian, but there is English dubs. And the guy who voices him in this first one just can't be beat. I really love his voice. He's got a sort of like, just elegance to it. I don't know.
I am your pallbearer.
I enjoyed it though. Yeah, that's the first one. Like I said, this one's my favourite. It's also got one of those classic, saloon scenes where he's playing cards and there's, the old-timey piano in the background. Yeah, this is probably my favourite of all 5. Yeah. I actually said in the top 50 list, I haven't watched any of them yet. So next up we have my least favourite one, I Am Sartana, Your Angel of Death. Yeah, this one I did not enjoy for some reason. I thought it'd be my favourite because basically Sartana's been framed for robbing a bank, and like the whole movie is all these bounty hunters wanting to kill him. But like this one was just really not interesting. I actually found myself bored a few times. The only interesting thing about this film, well, I didn't not enjoy any film. I enjoyed all of them, but this one, like, the least. As I say, I got a bit bored. But a weird quirk of this one is that the villain's main theme is Santa Claus is coming to town. I will put a clip in.
Later. 13.
Weird. Yeah, I gotta say, the voice actor who dubs over Johnny Garco in this one is just, it's horrible. He's so like generic, like gruff and tumble and partner,
No. I want to hear your version of what happened the other day. You recognized me according to the papers.
That kind of voice. Like, there's none of the elegance from the first one. Yeah. This one is odd because like the credit sequence obviously is at the beginning because it's an old film, but the credit sequence isn't just like, it doesn't have like a pre-credit sequence. It goes straight into this weird thing where it's like a mannequin that gets built up into Sartana, then it walks away. I don't know. It kind of detracts from the film for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. The whole aura around this one was a bit bad. Although this is the first one in CinemaScope. Yeah, it was alright. Definitely not my first pick. Next up we have Sartana's Here, Trade Your Pistol for a Coffin. Now this one has someone else playing him who is George Hilton, and he's very different. He's not like that kind of like chess master that Johnny Garco is. He's kind of just like, he's very generic in my eyes. Although I did enjoy this one a lot. It was good. The first half of it's a bit, kind of daintily, walking through it. It's alright, but like, and then it picks up in the second half, because I watched this film like 2 different sittings. Like, I originally watched it up until like 40 minutes in, and then I stopped. I went to bed, and a few weeks later I picked it up, put it back in, and I finished it. I was like, oh, you know what, this one actually, it gets better, because it's got a little trick thing where the villain is actually his companion, and so at the end this woman's like going to kill Sartana to get all the gold, because it's another gold plot. And then, the guy who he just supposedly shot gets up off his horse and just, bams her in the face. Yeah, I liked it. Like I say, like, the guy who plays him in this one, George Hilton, is just a bit more, generic. Although there is this bit where he has some bread and he's sat at the table, and one of the guys comes up to him and is like, oh, your gun's over there, buddy, you ain't doing good. And then he's like, oh, really? And then he like shoots his gun out the bread. It's so stupid. I loved it. Yeah. Some people call like Sartana the James Bond of the Westerns, which is, pretty true. Especially when we get to this one. Have a good funeral, my friends. Sartana will pay. Now this is the one I watched last night. And this one's very different. It kind of focuses on like a Chinese embassy. And at the end there's like a kung fu fight, and that was really odd. But this one's probably like the cheesiest out of all of them. It's very funky. Now Johnny Garco is back for this one. I don't know why he left first single film, but yeah. Like this one's interesting because, like I say, it's got this weird Chinese embassy plot going on, kind of, but not really. It's kind of half integrated. Yeah. I do remember this being this one bit there where he's like, he has his pocket watch out and then he suddenly like flips someone's gun out with like the chain. It's like, that's where all this stupid gadget thing comes in. But yeah. No, this one was just fun to watch. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Probably my second favourite. Probably. Now next up we have Light the Fuse, Satana is Coming. The final film, although I think is a prequel. And let me go into this little theory real quick before I tell you about the film. Now I just watched this like about 20 minutes ago, I finished it. Now, in this film, so Satana has this little gun that you saw earlier in the clip from the first one. The little like 4-holster one. And in this one he doesn't have that gun. He has some other gun. Now even like rip-off George Hilton Sartana had that gun. Now this makes me believe it's a prequel. Also, there's this one bit where a guy points the same gun at him and he takes it, so... And the thing about the white horse, yeah. That's why it's a prequel. It's the only reason why. But anyway, regardless, this one's good. Now this one has this little thing where it's this little like thing that goes on a track. Like this old guy built it and gave it to Sartana, and then like it has a little lighter from the head. But then also, Sartana uses it for multiple purposes. Like he puts a gun in it and it automatically like shoots all the guys in the scene somehow. And then it's a bomb. And then at the end, once he's got the gold, obviously, he melts it out of gold and makes a new one. That's also a lighter again. Oh, it's brilliant. And there's also this great bit I love where he pole jumps across the thing. It's mental. Yeah, this also has a organ gun, like a organ, but he pulls all the like levers and stuff, and then suddenly it just turns into this death machine. It's like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Yeah. Well, like I say, this is my second favourite. It's good. It also starts off really oddly because Sartana gets locked up in this like little cell underground. And like he like asks the guard for water, and then he starts pissing on him. Yeah. But this is so great because like he gets his gun taken away from him, and like inside of his shoe, like he opens it up, and then like he just pulls out this little dart, and there's a, dart hits the guy's neck. He falls over, grabs the keys. This one also has a deception plot, which was really interesting because like Sartana keeps partnering with like everyone, and then kills everyone and takes the gold for himself, and like, yeah. I don't know, someone's got a lot more like detective stuff and I enjoyed that. Well, overall, I really enjoyed the Sartana film series. Like I say, all 5 were very enjoyable, apart from the second one. But, you know, it had its highlights. Like, Here Comes Santa Claus being the villain's main theme. But yeah, like I say, like, the first one's probably the one to take the most seriously, and the George Hilton one. Like, the majority of them are just, like, cheesy westerns, and it's... I love watching them. They're very enjoyable, very well-paced, you know exactly what you're getting into. Yeah. Can't say I have any major complaints about it, apart from the horse and the gun. But yeah. I'd probably, as a whole, I'd probably give all 5 films, like, a 7 out of 10, maybe. Like I say, they're very well made. They're authentic spaghetti westerns. And just to add on top of it, the dubbing is horrendous in almost all of the films apart from the first one. Like the English actors dubbing over the Italians, like actors. Oh, it's so horrible in the 4th one, but I loved it. Anyway, that was my little review of the Sartana film series, and yeah. And goodbye. And also, I couldn't find any Sartana guitar tabs, so I learned the good, bad, the ugly. Forgive it for being horrible. Like I say, forgive me for being horrible, but at least I learned some Western.